G'day punters, I'm Mark Duclos. Welcome along to this special Behind the Boxes edition. Of course, this Saturday night sees the inaugural running of the world's richest staying event, the 7:15 at Ladbrokes Gardens. $500,000 up for grabs for the winning connections there. As well as that, we've got the Thunderbolt Semi-Finals at Grafton. And on Sunday, we have the Chief Havoc Cup at good old Gunnedah. Joining us, as always, my old China plate. Are you a little bit cold today, Battler? You look a little bit chilly there at North Rocks. You've got the big jumper on. Wouldn't surprise me if you had a little blankie over your knees. How you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, g'day, Duke. It is a little chilly. I will put my hand up, Duke. I don't winter well. I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not a snow bunny, as Jason Lyon described me the other night.
Yeah. So look, I can see me retiring up north, the warmer weather in about 20 odd years, if I last that long. Because it's very chilly in Sydney today, and I've got a little blankie on. My dear old Nan, my dear old Nan Joyce. She's not with us anymore. She used to love doing all the knitting, all the blankets. So it's getting a run today. It's that chilly here. So. But no, we're all okay, Duke. We've got to be pumped for Saturday night. Newcastle will be rocking. Shannon Noel playing. He's a halftime entertainment, kicking off about 7:30 or thereabouts, and then culminate with the 7:15, which is the final race on the program.
That's a slab of beer, right? That is a slab of beer that you owe us, right? Because that is a television rule. If your phone goes off whilst we're recording, you owe a slab of beer. 150 lashes, James Squires. Thank you.
Yeah, you 2 chances of getting that, Duke. 2 chances.
Hey, listen, I know you went to Wagga last week, but I was at the Gardens. You want to talk about cold?
Oh, it was bitter.
Start. It was bitter. It was bitter.
You're forgetting I grew up in Newcastle about 3 minutes from the Gardens. Now, I was at Wagga Friday night. Now, believe me, it was cool there. And well done to everyone who turned up at the track at Wagga on Friday night. Johnny Patton and the team did a great job down there. Really, really good crowd in attendance for the Wagga Cup. It was a great field, stack of Victorians, and they took it home too. Corey and Samantha Grenfell. They actually trifected the race for the 2nd year running. Quite a remarkable feat, Duke. So
they love going to Wagga, don't they?
So they actually love going to Wagga. I think might have won it 3 times now. I'd have to check. Definitely 2 and trifecta the last 2 years. So a shout out to the team at Wagga. They did a great job, and it was great to get down there. It was a really good night.
I'll tell you how cold it was at the Gardens, Battler, on Saturday night. Even the Victorians were saying it was cold. So that gives you a fair indication. This Saturday night, we've got a 9:50 start to the 7:15. It's the last race on a 10-event card. Around that time, we're expecting temperatures to be around the 7 or 8 degree mark. So I have ordered us a massive, big bloody heater because we're out in the elements for our special broadcast, which will kick off earlier in the night. As Timmy said, Shannon Noel will be performing live. We've got a big gap of around about 50 minutes halfway through the meeting. Shannon Noel will perform live. Then we get back into the racing. $10 to get in. Hey, Timmy, pre-sales in excess of 600 tickets already. It's going to be a huge night in Newcastle town. Wow,
I'm not surprised. And I knew we were rolling along nicely with the ticket sales, and that has really jumped up in the last 24 hours. So the tip for that, Duke, is get in and get your tickets now. Don't be disappointed. $10 couldn't get a better night. You've got Champagne Greyhound Racing at the Gardens in Newcastle, and throw Shannon Noel into the mix. And I'm sure we'll be all singing mid-meeting when he comes on, Duke, and entertains the crowd.
All right, let's get down to business. As we said, the 7:15 is the feature event, the world's richest staying race, $500,000 to the winner. Hey, we had a great roll-up for the heats, Timmy. 6 heats in total, the most I can ever remember for a staying event in Australia in I don't know, 20 or 30 years. The market looks this way. Miss Esme, this with Ladbrokes, who of course are sponsoring the event. Miss Esme at $320, Jarek Bale and OO Range, $420 and $440 respectively. Sound of Silence, $8. Corborn Magic, $9. Gypsy Wyong, $9. Line of Quality at $12. The roughie in the field with laddies at the moment is Draco Bale at around that $16 quote. And again, we go through the qualifiers. OO Range set the time standard going 41.42. Miss Esme 41.73, and then the rest of them are all in a clunk around that 41.8 mark. Jarek Bale went 84. Draco Bale went 86. Gypsy Wire, it went 42.10. Corborn Magic at 41 and 81. Look, you had to be impressed by OO Ranger's run simply because it ran 3/10 faster than any other heat winner on the night.
Yeah, he was outstanding, wasn't he? And I think when he found the lead, he was going to be awfully hard to beat. But when that time went up, I was a little surprised, I've got to say. But he really just broke their hearts in the early and mid part, Duke, and he put them away and he knuckled down when it mattered at the end. Drawn box 2. He did it from box 5 in the heat. So he's going to land right on the lure. Prior to that, he was runner-up behind Corborn Magic of the Gardens in 41.62. So quite a deal slower. But we know what he's capable of running when he is on the lure. Real up-and-comer and in astute hands with Dave Irwin, Duke.
Yeah, and I caught up with him after the race, Timmy, and it was a very happy Dave Irwin who spoke to us.
Mate, they're big useless dogs. They're only young both of them. And on the bunny, they're a different dog. You know, they're, I don't know, they kind of sidestep shadows when they get behind. It's not that they don't chase, they chase good, but they're just inexperienced, you know.
41.42, 2 100s outside the track record. Firstly, does the time surprise you?
I brought him here and given him a 600. He hadn't seen the place. He only went up 200s outside the 600 record.
Still a young dog as far as the 700 is concerned, and will obviously improve going into next week's final.
Oh, mate, I don't think he got much better than what he did tonight. That was pretty perfect for him. He began beautiful, which he hadn't been beginning all that reliable of late. Got on the bunny where he had to be and went the line good, so don't think there's much improvement.
Looking for an inside box?
Just need a little luck.
Inside box in the final?
Well, it's hard to say, mate. It's a funny, like, they're Grafton, Maitland, Harold, Bulloy dogs. But when he got on the bunny there today, he's railed good. In the trial, he rails good, but in the other couple of races, when he's up behind him, he's off the track, you know. So, like I say, still very inexperienced dogs.
Hey, Battle, the way the box draw's fallen, this is going to be a high-pressure race in the early stages over the 700 metres. And I guess, you know, you can look at a couple of different scenarios. A dog gets out, gets a soft lead, gets in front, there's trouble behind it, or there's that much pressure up front, something sits just off them and swoops. Miss Esme comes up with a rails draw. She was very, very good on Saturday night, going 41.73. She ran the exact time the week prior when running 4th behind Sound of Silence. But the rails draw is a bonus. She's won 5 of 8 when wearing the red robe.
Yeah, this is a big, big bonus, the draw. As you just mentioned, she's won 5 out of 8 from the inside, but she's got OO Range on her outside. Now, he's the other real speed element in the race. And he'll run a straight line. He won't want to crash to the inside, Duke. If you go back and look at his replays, you know, he's a bit of a centre tracker. So he's not going to worry Miss Esme in the early stages where he could hold up Jarek Bale trying to get across in the first 40 or 50 metres and the others who are coming down hard from the outside trying to get across as well. So that's why I think she's just perfectly drawn sitting up in the red. She's going to get every chance. If she begins cleanly, like she generally does over the 700 metres, she's going to get a stack of clear air in the early stages to get rolling. She can run that early section to lead. If she does lead, an OO Range is on her hammer and even running a little bit of cover in the early and mid part, she's going to be very, very hard to run down, Duke.
Yeah, and this is a 6 run back after a 5-month spell, Timmy. It's a 3rd run over the 7:15. Jack and Marie have timed their run to perfection with her. But again, talking about that early stages of the race, you've got OO Range. You've also got Sound of Silence who'll be carving across. He actually gets a good draw with Line of Quality inside him, who, as we know, absolutely falls out of the boxes and then goes looking for a run. Draco Bale showed pace on Saturday night when it won a tee, but it can be rocks or diamonds. You'd think boxes 1, 2, and 5, they look the greyhounds that are going to settle up near the lead.
Yeah, hard to disagree with that, Duke. Jarek Bale, look, he's not going to be far away. He's going to be pressing for the lead, but he has got the hang-up in OO Range underneath him. Draco Bale will push, well, hasn't got that early dash to be contesting the lead in the first 50 unless probably there's any dramas. For mine, I know he showed more pace last week. He showed more pace last week getting across, but yeah, with Sound of Silence underneath him, he will really need to ping. Sound of Silence could easily roll out and go straight to the top. Duke ran 41-48 a couple of runs ago, defeating Super Estrella there at the Garden. So, look, he's probably a greyhound is probably a little over the odds. He's around the $8 to $10 mark around the traps. We know what he can do on the clock, and he's the bookies are probably gambling against him due to probably the box draw, although I don't think he's that badly boxed, because he's got line of quality who walks out of the boxes directly underneath him.
I'll tell you, greyhound, I'm gonna tip and I'm gonna back, and I've already backed it at what I thought was huge odds. Timmy, is Corborn Magic. I remember this greyhound beat Tiger Jack.
Solid.
Absolutely. I did tip it to you on Saturday night, right? I remember it beat Tiger Jack in a 400-meter maiden at Goulburn, and I said to Andy that afternoon, I said, "Gee, that dog looks like, it's strong." He said, "Wait till I get it over a distance." He said, "I'm telling you now," he said, "he's got stayer written all over him." His form since stepping up to the 700 has been sensational. He won at Wenty, going 42-16. Then he's had 2 runs at the Gardens. He ran 41-43, 2 starts back, beating OO Range by 2.5 lengths. He had box 4 on that occasion. And then last Saturday night, he was really tough, grinding out a win over Sound of Silence, going 41-81. Again, I spoke to Andy today. He is really bullish about this dog. And look, they did bet $15. He's into $9 now with ladbrokes.com.au. He's the youngest dog in the field. You cannot fault his form over the 700. The only hang up for me is box number 8. But at the odds, I'm prepared to risk that. And as I said, I thought he was super value.
Yeah, that is probably the only little hang up, in my opinion, Duke, box 8, whether he can get across all the speed in this race. And there is a lot of speed for a staying race, Duke. So that's, going to be his issue, but you can't knock his form. He's 2 for 2 at the track, and he ran 41-43 2 runs ago, winning. So, look, again, you're probably right at the $15. He went up probably over the price, and he's probably leveled out now, Duke, in my opinion. I guess the likes of Jarek Bale, Miss Esme, Sound of Silence, they've got, age and experience over him, and they're more seasoned. This is a real big step up, but he's on an upward trend, Duke, and you can't discount him, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's the youngest dog in the race, the least experienced. He hit the running rail at the post the first time around, then checked off heels, and that's what I say, to run down Sound of Silence. There was one really tough competitor. I thought the run was full of merit, and as you said, Timmy, 2 starts back, he went 3 100s outside the track record there. So for me, at the odds, I think he's super value. And as I said, I took the $15. Who are you with in the 7.15, mate?
Look, I've been with her all the way through, Miss Esme. I thought she'd be cherry ripe come this race. When she was resuming and she came through the MDC, and I'm sure Jack had this race in mind all the way through. And I think her preparation has been timed to the minute. I think she's ready to peak. I love what she did last week. I think she can improve time-wise, and she's going to have to improve time-wise, Duke. She ran 41.73. They're going to run 41.4, 41.5. So she needs to improve, but I think she's got that box draw to improve underneath OO Range. She's got speed, straight tracker, will give her room to move, to punch up, take control. And then if she's in front, rolling along, it's her race to lose from that point on. So Miss Esme on top from me. If there is a knockout, line of quality, we know what he can do on his night. He can be very, very hard to catch, but he's got a big booming finish. He's on his home track, and the race could be run to suit Duke with a lot of pace in it. They might soften each other up, and he could be just smoking his pipe back on the inside. He'll keep coming at the end.
Yeah, he was really gallant last week. He had box 8, and as I say, boxes really don't make any difference to him. It's just where he ends up in that first 150, 200 metres. He was beaten an eyelash by Jarek Bale, going 41.85 there. So, as I said, he is that real swooping run-on dog. Timmy, as I said, huge night, absolutely sensational night coming up at the Gardens. You can still get tickets. They are $10 each. Shannon Knoll performing halfway through the meeting. We've got a special, our showcase presentation will be on air before the first race, going right through until 10 o'clock, the feature event, the last race on the card at 9:50 p.m. We're also tapping back into our Fox League coverage, Battler. and we'll be on Fox League at about 9:40 p.m. The $1 Million Chase was a great success for us and also for them. Plenty of eyeballs on this. And as I said, to me, this is probably the third leg of the Triple Crown this year, because we had the Golden Easter egg, the $1 Million Chase, and now the world's richest staying race.
Yeah, sure is, Duke. It's exciting to see the coverage on Fox again. As you said, a lot of eyeballs were on the MDC, and I'm sure a lot will be on Saturday night, focusing on the Ladbrokes 7:15 at the Gardens in Newcastle, another regional centre with a huge, huge race. I know I have been to Newcastle a fair bit in the last couple of months, up and back, and there is a real buzz about this race, and that's what I love about it. It's good to see, you know, these regional centres like we had at Dubbo with the Country Classic, huge crowd there, and we already know we're going to get a big crowd Saturday night with the pre-sold tickets.
Yeah, and look, again, as say, you are a Novocastrian, and you know how much they support these events. My only concern is, where are we going to put them? Because we've already got 500, so there's probably that in walk-ups. You got 150 odd people with owners and trainers. Kevin Gordon with Multicam, he's got the private function upstairs as well. It's going to be a cracking night, mate.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of private functions upstairs, as you mentioned, Kev, and one of the local pubs as well, Duke. Yeah, hey, who knows? Could it be a sellout? We'll have to monitor things in the next few days. But yeah, the tickets, those are the pre-sold tickets. They've been a raging success. So yeah, I can't wait, Duke. I'm really looking forward to it. I was at the track working there when it kicked off back in 2005, and we packed the joint out for the first couple of months, but in particular, the first meeting, it was huge. And I can see there being a very, very similar crowd to that opening meeting all those years ago, 17 years ago now.
Yep, get there early. We've got pop-up bars out on the concourse. As I said, it's going to be a huge night. Parking will be one of our problems. So get there early, or if you can, carpool with some friends. Get along to the Gardens this Saturday night.
Jump in an Uber or cab, Duke. Uber or cab. Have a couple of drinks while you're there too.
No, have more than a couple of drinks.
Drink responsibly, Duke.
Sorry. That is the Gardens on Saturday evening. So we've got a twilight meeting at Wentworth Park on Saturday night, an early start there, because the other feature event on Saturday evening, we have got 4 semi-finals of the world's richest short course race, Timmy. Oh, God, don't you love the Thunderbolt? Sunday week, $75,000 going to the winner. We've had qualifiers run at 8 different tracks around New South Wales, 4 semi-finals. The heats at Grafton last week, Timmy, the track record over the 350 metres was equaled on 2 occasions. Integrity Mate and Orson Laurie posting figures of 1965. But you want to talk about some real speedsters in our game, you will see them on Saturday night at Grafton with 4 semis of the Thunderbolt.
Oh, are they terrific semis, Duke? Speed to burn all the way through the semi-finals. You would imagine right now, if you did a market, Duke, Orson Allen and Integrity Mate, I think would have to be at the top of betting, just home track advantage. And then just in peak form, what they did last weekend, they were outstanding, 1965. But you've got Claire a chance, is a prolific winner. Reg's chance, Typhoon Sammy. Well, why can't he win the race? So all in all, it's a ripper. And you mentioned Ty's that buy, and she's a classy city bitch over the 500 meters. So all in all, tremendous semi-finals, and looking forward to watching that from Newcastle on Saturday night, Duke.
A runner that really interests me, Timmy. I know he's finished runner-up at his past couple. Vencedor for Crystal Hensing, track record holder at the Gardens over the 400 metres. Draws box 7 in his semi-final. Tough race with Ties That Bind and equal track record holder Orson Laurie in it, as well as the likes of Under the Thumb. But he's a greyhound that we know for a long while has been a really high-speed sort of chaser. Is he well drawn out in 7?
Orson Laurie on his outside, that's probably the worry, because he's pretty much a faultless beginner, Duke, and then just whooshes. Vencedor has always showed plenty of ability. I think I might have made it a dog to follow back late last year or mid last year. But yeah, very, very tricky semi-final. Arguably the strongest, Duke. Even Handsome Jack sitting up in the red, he can gallop and he's capable of running some very quick times. So, yeah, look, I can't discount him, but yeah, I think he'll need to come out running from that alley.
It's great to see the support that we've got from owners and trainers, Timmy. Like, as I say, not only the 715 series, but obviously the Thunderbolt as well. We basically had full cards for all the heats and that, and they all get to go to Grafton, our latest brand new track. We're nearly 12 months old with that. Sunday week, Wayne Billett will be up there. I'll be up there along with Simon Orchard. We'll be doing all our socials and that. But who would have ever thought that we would have a race over 350 metres worth 75 large?
Yeah, spot on. Well, we were due. We had the world's richest sprint distance and middle distance, and the only one missing, the short course, and we've got that at Grafton. And yeah, it's look, Greyhound Racing New South Wales, the team couldn't have been more elated with the response to the Thunderbolt, but the 715. So it's great to see. Big prize money, Duke, big prize money, no doubt. But it's great to see these trainers chasing and having a real crack, and even having to travel as well to these various tracks, and now travel up to Grafton, because it's no easy task, to go from the different regions all the way to Grafton. But I'm sure we're going to get a crackerjack final come Sunday week.
And Robbie Dolan, we know him as a jockey. We also know him as a singer on The Voice now. Robbie Dolan will be performing live on Sunday week at Grafton during Thunderbolt Series night, and really looking forward to that. This Sunday, Timmy, the feature races continue. We have the Ladbrokes Gunnedah Chief Havoc Cup, and of course, for anyone who's not aware of Chief Havoc, you think of She's a Pearl, think of Flying Amy, think of Fernando Bale, think of all those great greyhounds, roll them all into one, and that's what Chief Havoc was during his career. He was an absolute sensation. And we've got the Chief Havoc Cup to be staged this Sunday at Gunnedah, which was his hometown. Jason McKay had a day out last week, winning all three heats. Hey, what about the leaps and bounds that Sipping Maserati has taken since he's come back from a spell? He won first up at Dubbo over the 318. We were on air that night. That was Country Classic night. He then ran 57 at Wenny, winning the consolation. He has been superb.
He has. And I know he's gone to that extra level, and I think it happened after the night he resumed at Dubbo. I think you potted him on air. You're a big pot for him on air, and he's just come out and won everything since. He's won the Dubbo Cup, the Fox. Now he's favourite for the.
You're as solid as shifting sand, aren't you? Yeah.
He won the MDC, what consolation was it? Yeah. So I think you potted him, Duke, and he's just gone through the air. And I know Jason McKay hasn't forgotten you potting him that night. He's actually...
Funny you mention that, because he said to me last Saturday, he said, what about when you and Battler were on and Battler said, oh, how could you put this dog in a 318 metre race at Dubbo first up? I said, Jace, I just let him run. So.
Now you're telling.
But he has. He's gone to that next level, like beating good dogs, and not just beating them, but beating them easily.
Yeah. Look, he was brilliant in the Brother Fox at Dubbo. I was out there for that, and he did what I didn't think he could do, and that was run down, elite greyhounds. I know he had a little bit of luck when the two leaders, Fantastic Raven, and yes, they came together a fraction, but he just whipped up, and then he was strong to the line anyway. So he's now got another string to his bow. Look, he's a high-speed greyhound. Will need to lead the majority of his races when he's up in that level. But he has really gone further and further each and every run through this campaign, and plenty on offer, Duke. After the Chief Havoc, there's the Richmond Derby. I'm sure Jason's eyeing off the big riches in Brisbane. The State of Origin's coming up as well, so he'd be a leading contender for New South Wales up there as well. So yeah. His win on Sunday night was good. He wasn't brilliantly away, but then he whistled when he hit the ground, took control. He just put them away. Tricky draw, box number 4, because he can be touchy at box rise, but with any room to move in the early stages, he's going to be awfully hard to beat.
Yep, that is the Ladbrokes Gunnedah Chief Havoc Cup for 2022. It'll be run this Sunday evening. Battler, as I said, we've got a huge Saturday night at the Gardens. We are on air for the entire night with our showcase presentation. our social media genius, Kat Stewart, has put a poll up on Facebook. Shannon Knoll has given us his top 5 songs. We want to know what you want to hear Shannon Knoll sing. Now, for me, it's an easy one. He did a cover of 1927's hit, What About Me? So that's me done. I don't care what he sings, as long as he sings that, which we know he will. Have you got another favourite?
No.
You're jumping on, are you?
Yeah, please. This will be like 90% toward voters. What About
That's
Me?
all right. $1.10.
Should have taken What About Me out because it was immoral to sing that, and you should have put another song in so you could, there's no doubt it'll just win by the length of the straight. What About Me? It's a ripper.
So he can just sing it like 4 or 5 times.
Actually, I don't think too many people would be dirty if he did. It's like Daryl Braithwaite and the Horses. You just sing it over and over.
You just see Knowlesy going around all our tracks, just doing the What About Me, and he becomes the dog version of Daryl Braithwaite, mate.
Yeah.
But look, he'll have a crack, and I said, it's borne out in the fact we've already got pre-sales of more than 500 tickets. So don't forget our live coverage on Saturday night. You can watch our stream on thedogs.com.au, also our Facebook Live, and I think Laddies are taking it as well. RaceNet, every other streamer that also does it. And we've got that big coverage on Fox League. We'll be on air there at around 9:40 p.m. straight after the footy. As said, mate, sensational Saturday and Sunday coming up. Looking forward to seeing you at Ladbrokes Gardens on Saturday evening, mate.
Can't wait, Duke. Yeah, as you mentioned, I'm a proud Novocastrian. I can't wait to see the Gardens absolutely pumping on Saturday night. Can't wait to get there.
It is the richest distance race in the world, the 7:15 Ladbrokes Gardens this Saturday night. Until then, I'm Mark Duclos. He was Timmy Newbold. Let's hope we can find plenty of winners between now and then. We'll see you next time on Behind the Box.